Hello, hello. Welcome to our neck of the woods. Give us a few seconds here, round things up, get things together. Got a couple things we're gonna share with y'all.
Oh yeah, probably. Well, they're gonna want the link to what we're gonna read.
Yep.
Probably.
Um, links to some PDFs today. It's called the links will be to a site called SPC University, and I will put the links in the description after the show. Uh, and so then you all can go off of what is really, whatever you guys want to read. They're all PDFs. um, it's getting to know yourself and the things. Hey, Chef Kicker. But the soup too at the same time. Cold outside. Hello, B-Dog. How are you two doing today? Keeping warm, I hope.
Oh yeah, he's up there in Canada.
Mm-hmm. We got our embers arrived. Burling. Keeping us warm.
All right, I'll be right with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Shout to that weather coming through. We're supposed to get hit tomorrow sometime.
Overnight, I think a
It's
lot of
overnight.
places are going to get hit overnight.
Whew, that's cold now.
Was he in single digits?
Shift kicker, 10 degrees.
Oh,
Yep, Minnesota.
we're getting close. All right. How's everybody doing
The
today?
igloo melted.
Oh no. I think we're going to have to watch
Not
out for
bad.
the winds.
Hello, Anna.
Hi, Luce. All right, so we came across something very, very interesting, and we thought we would share it with you. And I'm going to actually read like one page of this massive site that I really encourage you guys to go check out on your own, dig around, see what kind of information you garner. Please share it with us, that kind of thing. So I'm going to read this Living in Private. I believe it's an article. This did you put the site link in?
I let everybody know at the beginning that I
Hey,
will.
Virginia Prepper, good to see you. Welcome to our neck of the woods.
I will get that. Right click here.
We'll get the
Go ahead.
we'll get the main link. Jeff's gonna grab that for you guys and pop it in chat. I encourage each of you to go check this out. And I'm start where you start, you know. I think it like many other patterns in life is probably cyclical rather than linear. So I don't know that it matters that much about where you start. So, hey, big brother, good morning. All right, you guys ready for some reading?
I'm gonna bring up my chair too.
Yeah. Why don't
I've
we
got
just
that.
do a share screen?
Now the first link I gave you is in chat there. In the description after the show, I'll make sure I get it in there. But there are two links. One is the main page, and then there's another one right after the same name of this .com. It's downloads / afterwards, and then it brings you to the downloads page. If you want to wait until after the show, that's fine. But inside there is all the PDFs. And you just like she was saying, just kind of go and check it out. Whatever, it doesn't matter what sequence.
I'm gonna hope I can tickle your brains by reading this little article to you guys. Should I just share it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, share screen.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Is it this? Nope, it's this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. You guys can see that, maybe? Hold on, let me. There we go. All right. So here we go. We'll go full screen with that. All right. This is an article called Living in the Private. Now, this all ties in to a lot of the stuff that we talked about in our earlier days about, reclaiming our sovereignty. And I know we turned a great curve in the road and took a turn towards the spiritual. And today I'm going to just share, we wanted to share this out with you guys. But this is part of it. I mean, this is part of how you reclaim some of your sovereignty. And understanding it is very important. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading this in the private. Every natural man and woman is born in the private. And let me explain to you that by legal definition, a natural man or woman can be a state, an entity, a corporation. You guys get the picture? So, and that's all defined in here as well. So whereas the state is public and therefore its public servants and its legal fiction creations are in the public, including its artificial legal persons. A man or woman can either live, and that is in quotations because there's a reason, in the private or act in the public. However, we are trained from an early age to accept a higher authority as normal. Most people exist in a culture of submission and conformity, allowing numerous aspects of their lives to be controlled by the government. The populace is manipulated to become dependent, debt money, and conditioned to become fearful by racism, terrorism, and wars. The manner and appearance of authority is usually intimidating by design, while the language of legal fiction, commerce, or legalese is deceptive. You are indoctrinated to act in the role of an artificial legal person, which is a creation of the state and a debtor serving as surety for the corporate debt of your nation, Inc. That is your name in capital letters. They've made you into a corporation. That's what it's saying. Every nation with a central bank under the Bank for International Settlements has been indebted by the incorporation of its government into a debt money system, thereby surrendering its power of sovereign money issuance. A global system of debt bondage has been established by incorporating governments and by programming the people to act in the fictional roles of artificial persons, which as legal fictions have no innate productive capacity, are debtors by default, serving as transmitting utilities for human energy. I want to do that last bit again there. Legal fictions having no innate productive capacity are debtors by default, serving as transmitting utilities for human energy. Let that digest for a second there. An artificial legal person is a dead entity. It is a legal fiction, persona, in the theater of commerce, and it is under the Foreign Admiralty Maritime Jurisdiction, the international law of the sea. On the contrary, you are born into your own sovereign estate of body, mind, and soul. As a sentient man or woman, you live within the sovereign common law jurisdiction, the national law of the land. The common law follows natural law. A living system of right or justice held to be common to all humans and derived from nature rather than from the rules of society. In natural law, all people are born equal and endowed with unalienable rights. Your sovereign jurisdiction, including your inborn unalienable rights, cannot be taken from you without your fully informed and willing consent. Legal person actors for incorporated governments, banks, and all corporate entities need to contract with other legal person actors to extract their commercial energy. These legal actors make the presumption that you are also acting in the role of a legal person in legal fiction commerce, which is why they are seeking a contract performance. They always want the name and often the creation date of the legal person, which is your birthday, to establish joinder, forming an adhesion contract. They need a person because there is absolutely no way they can contract directly with a living man or woman. They need a man or woman to consent to take responsibility in the matter of the person, unknowingly or knowingly, which is joinder. In this way, a man or woman becomes party to the action involving the person, which is joinder, of the parties into a single case of legal fiction commerce. Now, if you guys aren't grabbing what that means, this is any monetary transaction you do, buying a house, buying a car, opening a bank account, anything you do with money is a contract. Okay? Well, actually, anything you do within the legal system of theirs is you agreeing that you are acting in a role. You see?
Because law is a contract.
Yes, that's all it is. When a living name is mirrored by the registration of an artificial legal person on the birth certificate, an estate trust is formed, such as, all caps, Mr. John Doe Trust. Any living man or woman unknowingly enjoinder to such a legal fiction name blindly takes responsibility for the alleged debts of the trust as its trustee. Whereas an aware living man or woman can separate themselves from the legal fiction name and become the rightful controlling agent, beneficiary, executor, executus for Mr. John Doe Trust. What that's saying is, once you are aware, you can take back your rights and all of it. You can break the contracts made on your behalf the day you were born. Legal actors will attempt to engage the person by posting letters by phone or on the highway to make and enforce a contract. Misrepresenting a living man or woman as a fictional person, causing unwitting joinder, is a crime of personage, and it is perpetuated by barratry, the crime of bringing false claims in court. The term barratry appropriately comes from the Bar Association, and I may be pronouncing that wrong. Forgive me if I am. Under the common law jurisdiction law of the land, both parties must enter into every contract knowingly, voluntarily, and intentionally, or the contract is unenforceable and void.
That means we didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Born.
When you were born, you had no knowing, you were not volunteering, and it was not intentional. So that was taken from you in a manner that was deceiving. However, under the Admiralty Maritime Jurisdiction, the law of the sea, which we all live under worldwide, consent to contract is often presumed by silent acquiescence, unless the party contracted thereby rebuts the presumption of consent. If you do not wish to consent to their contract offer presentment, then you must rebut the presumption that you are acting in the role of a fictional legal person. So the maxim of law is quid fas non veritas est. Legality is not reality. The first step is to separate yourself from the legal fiction. If you answer to the artificial legal person name, you contract by joinder to become a liable debtor. However, if you stand truthfully as a man or woman, not acting as an artificial legal person, the two are separated. Because of years of conditioning, it takes time to separate the legal fiction from reality, in your mind and in the real world. The powerful and lawful approach is simply to verify everything. You are never obliged to answer questions or to provide government-issued ID. Truly, to uphold your government of the people, it is not your duty to answer questions. It is your duty to ask questions. You have the right to know who is making a claim against you, the right to know who the injured party is, the right to conditionally accept any claim against you upon verification, the right to reserve your rights without prejudice, and thereafter the right to remain silent to avoid self-incrimination. And that, if you don't know, guys, is the Fifth Amendment in the United States. I don't know what it is in other countries. I just know which one it is here. By failing to exercise their rights, the people have been betrayed and have allowed their governance to be turned against them, so that the people have been monetized. The original offices of de jure, unincorporated government institutions, have been usurped and are mostly unoccupied by de jure public servants working for the people in a de jure public capacity. The public state has been captured by financial piracy and has become a commercial enterprise operating by contract under the Admiralty Maritime Jurisdiction law merchant in the international law of the sea. Did you hear that? International law of the sea. The following definitions apply to the de facto incorporated state in which the agencies of government and all artificial legal persons are merely corporate franchises. Now I'm going to pull this picture up here so you guys can look through that real quick, and I'm going to look back here to oh, hey, Shep, Lisa, Marco. Hello, everyone. Now, I know I have missed a lot of chat here, so if you have questions about what I've already read, I'm going to move that picture in a minute, but I'm going to take a bite of my lunch first. Give me a moment here. Now's the time to ask them because I'm actually watching chat right now. Well, Shep, on that note of lawyers they don't work for us but the court, you're absolutely right. And the lawyers, there is no such thing as a lawyer. They are attorneys. And there is some legalese in that, but they actually, you're absolutely right. They do not work for us at all. At all. And there's a lot of things that do not work for us at all. Hey, Badger, good to see you. All right, guys, I'll get back to reading this here real quick. So you see, in the public, you got public equals government, created by the state, public servant, acting in public capacity, member of the public, legal fictions. And then we have in the private, private equals man, woman, created by nature, God, private sovereign, living in private capacity, we the people, lawful acts. And by the way, I know it seems like a little side off topic thing. It's truly not. The word person is a single word, right? It denotes a single entity. The word persons is the plural of the word person. So when they go from, in legal language, when they go from the word person to people, they are fooling you. And I want you to know that. Watch the words, you guys. I've talked about language a whole bunch. So, private. To be in the private is to live in a private capacity as a man or woman with flesh and blood, arms and legs, a conscious mind, a spirit, and life. All men and women are created as equal sovereigns, endowed with unalienable rights and properties, including credit equating to their valuable human energy. As men and women, they are creditors because they are born naturally with innate productive capacities. Their right to contract is unlimited, and they have unlimited liability, being responsible adults. They are outside and above the state. From Latin, privatus means set apart, belonging to oneself, not to the state. Okay? So to be public, to be in the public, is to act in a public capacity as an accommodation party in joinder to an artificial person created and governed by the state. All men and women who act in legal fiction roles for the state are granted revocable, not irrevocable, but revocable privileges and benefits prescribed in legislative acts. As artificial persons, they are debtors because they are created legally without innate productive capacities. Their right to contract is limited and they have limited liability, being legally incompetent creatures of the state. It's legal children. They are inside and under the state. From Latin publicus, to mean of the people, of the state, done for the state. Now, just so you guys have a wee bit of understanding, sorry about that clipping up there on the screen, of what I'm talking about here. Remember, you guys have heard me talk about wards of the state. This is what it means to act in public. You are literally saying that this state owns you, and this state is, of course, owned by big government. Oh, good, that's not popping up. Sorry. Hey, Pappy. Hey, Gary, good to see you. I'm sorry. Give me one moment here. I'll try to catch up on some chat. You got it, Anna. You got it. Prisoners are wards of the state. We are wards of the state until we claim our sovereignty. And you are a ward of the state you were born in. That's another, that wasn't in the article. I'm done reading the article now. So, but I wanted to share that with you guys. I thought it was really, really important. My husband, my brother-in-law came across this information, and there's a ton of information on that site. And since a lot of you are just getting here, I will go ahead and paste this link in the description or in the chat here again for you guys. Please go check out all of that information. There is a ton of information there. Take your time. Go slow. If you have questions, ask them. If I don't know the answer, somebody will, right? I really, really want to encourage you guys to do this. The way, I've always been a big proponent of how do we act at a local level? Well, what's the most local level? Yourself, right? Yourself is the most local you can get. If you take their power away, and enough of us do that, and we say we the people and mean it because we finally know what the hell we're talking about, will that make a difference? I think it will for me, but that's just me personally. This is Of course, my husband and I have been looking into a course of action that we've been looking into for a while, but we want to make sure that we have all the necessary information. Um, when you walk into a court, when you say you understand, you're telling them that you stand under them and that you are contracting with them. You are entering a joinder. And if you say you are a person, you are telling them that they own you, right? So you need to understand how they fiddled with our language in order to understand the proper uses to free yourself, right? And this is one of many sites I'm sure out there that can help you in this manner. Yeah, your birth certificate assigns you a number. Your Social Security is a number. Um, everything you do is numbered. Everything you go down to the store and buy yourself a pack of gum, you have just participated in a joinder contract. It's really invasive and permeating every aspect of our lives and our society. Mm. Shep, I'd really be interested in picking your brain on that, hun. And you know, if you walk into a courtroom and you cross over the barrister, you are agreeing to be under their law. And that is a maritime law. That is not, as we all perceive it to be, US, you know, law of the land. There is no such thing as law of the land right now until we all claim that back. So yeah, understand. Yeah. Comprehend. Comprehend. Because there and that's the thing, you know, they do this to us so much and in so many ways. And the tricky part of it is the language. And they keep doing it. You see it happening even today. And you know, it's got to come to a point where we wake up and say enough is enough. I'm done, right? We say I am a free sovereign being, right? I am. I just think it's really important. And I know we talk a lot about the spiritual stuff here, but I'm also trying to give you guys something that you can do to help yourselves right here, right now in the physical, if that's what you need to do. Spiritual growth is not easy. It is always worth it. Any growth you do is not easy, but it's going to always be worth it. Um, and I just think it's important that if we come across information like this, we should share it with each other. And I'm not going to, I'm not backing this, saying this is a 100%. I'm saying, hey, guys, this is a great place to start. Yeah, no, sovereign citizen is an oxymoron because you cannot be sovereign and be a citizen. And I want you guys to understand that, right? B-Dog said it, not a sovereign citizen. Do not use those two words together. Sovereign means free. Citizen means ward of the state. So you're literally, it's an oxymoron, and yep, it makes Gary, you're funny. I don't go to court any more than I have to. But, and that's the other thing. People get these summonses or these tickets and things, and they go to court for them, right? And on that court paper, on that docket, that's what it's called, a docket. You know, like a boat dock, a docket. That docket will have your name, your legal acting role in all caps, which makes you a corporation. All right. So We really, really, as a species, have to start paying attention. We have to pay better attention. And look, a lot of things life has taught many of us is that anything worth doing is probably not going to be easy, right? So I'm not saying that this is going to be easy. I'm not going to say it's, yeah, rape me, dog, birth. This and they fooled so many people for so long. Currency, you guys are getting it. I knew you guys would get it. I knew you guys would get it. But this is stuff that some people aren't getting. They're not picking up on it and they don't understand the importance of it. The importance of it is once you know, you have a choice to make. Would you like to stay comfortably ensconced in the system that created your legal fiction? Or would you actually like to take control of your life? Yeah, Russell Gould. Yes, and he charges you. And this SPC University that I just read that article from for you guys, um, there's no charge to go in and read any of that. They've got downloadable PDF books that can help as well. There was a man who was incarcerated who actually won his freedom by destroying his legal fiction. Okay, that book's even in there. I'm not sure the name of it right off the top of my head. Jeff might know. But that legal fiction has done more damage to you than it's ever done good. Yeah, everybody wants money to help do this and that and the other. And that's all good and well. And I really think Russell J. Gould was very smart. Very smart to be able to figure out the syntax. Syntax grammar is it's almost like another language, right? I mean, it really is. It's in English, but it's almost its own language, and it's actually probably the proper way to address things, especially legally. But there are other ways and other means, and research can get you there. So I don't know. You guys know I feel kind of if we could go back to a trade and barter system, I would be happy. I would be completely happy with that. But that's me. I'm a very simple type of person in that manner. I I've got no love of money really. So not to say that it can't do good. It's just that I've seen it do so much bad and be such a controlling factor in so many people's lives. And it saddens me. It really does. Because there's just so much more to life. So anyway, I thought we would come on today and share that little bit of info with you guys. I really don't know how much more I got to say today, but yeah, money is a tool. Now, you're right, Shep, and putting it in that perspective. Money is a tool. It's not an end-all, be-all. It's simply a means to do things that otherwise may be unavailable. You're absolutely right. I still don't always like it, but then, I don't like hand saws either, but I know how to use them. So, money is a tool. It's not an idol. It's not an end-all, be-all. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to be back tomorrow, but it's going to depend on these pressure systems that are coming in with all the weather, because barometric pressure hurts me when it drops. So if I'm hurting, I won't be on, and if I'm not, I'll be here. I love y'all. I want you to have a great day. And love and light. Actually, wait, don't leave yet. I just remembered something. Shep just said you can't do anything with money itself. You can use it to get something, but that's it. That's right. It is a promissory note. Money doesn't even really exist since 1993. Our money has been worth jack shit because it's a promissory note now from the federal. Come on, help me out, guys. I know you know. Um, Federal Reserve. Since 1993, that has been written into our laws. How many of you knew that our money no longer holds the value of the one of the ink printed on it, but it is now an IOU? Money is now an IOU. I want you guys to think about that. Wallpaper, right? I've seen pennies put up as backsplashes in kitchens that look pretty cool. But anyway, something for y'all to think about. Have a great day. Love ya.